Good evening, and thanks for watching another Glenn Maney Talks Chelsea. And I won't lie, I'm fed up, proper, proper fed up. Not going on social media. I just went on for a second, and that was enough. That Twitter, particularly, and that some of those overseas Facebook groups are toxic. They really are. Obviously Lampard out, and so let's have a look. Let's have a look at it. What do I think about today's game? This is going to be pretty quick tonight. Someone said, anyone know what sort of system Lampard's trying to play? Yeah, he's trying to play a 4-3-3 with wing backs running forward, with wingers that interchange, with a 9 and an 8 that are interchangeable. He's trying to play a Barcelona type system, and to do that you need lots and lots of practice. You need players on the same wavelength. You need lots and lots of energy, a lot of effort, and more importantly, one of the first things you learn in football as a little kid is that if someone goes out of position, if they go forward and you're basically aligned to them or you're playing next to them, if you can see them bombing forward and it's not your particular job, or you don't think that you can get in as a good or offensive position as someone else can, because you should be aware of what's going on around, just particularly elite level, particularly when you do it every day of the week. If you don't think you can make that offensive position and make something happen, you drop behind into space. And I'll tell you, the only thing that I can see different about Chelsea now to Chelsea at the start of the, well, not right at the start, because they were pretty dire first couple of games, weren't they? But from the run of, was it 16, 17 games without defeat to the last 6 games, the only thing I can see is that we've stopped doing that. Now, I don't always agree with Roy Keane and Graham Souness, very rarely actually. But they both said things today that I did agree with. Ziyech, I thought, was lousy. Stunk the place out today, I'll be honest with you. His passing normally at the first man is... He just did not look bothered. And looking at that goal, yeah, I can see what Souness meant. But it wasn't just the goal. It was times in the first half where he would lose it and then just stand and watch. So great talent though he is, and he is a great talent, and those people that watch these videos, now I'm not just digging him out, but I thought today he stunk the place out. Same with Kovacic. I thought today he had a stinker. He had an absolute stinker, giving the ball away, poor game management, being rushed. And don't get me wrong, when I'm saying this, City are a very, very good side, and today they played very, very well, particularly in the first half. Second half, like a training match for them, wasn't it? But Ziyech, yeah, you got nothing defensively from him. I'll be honest with you, I'd rather had Willian there today, because Willian could have hit that first man with his crosses, but he would have done a better job defensively. So Frank's got to get onto Ziyech and say, right, now to be fair, the lad's been injured. Maybe he didn't feel confident of running back, but then again, he shouldn't be in the side if Frank wants to play that style. So I'm also putting a little bit of that on Frank. He can only go on what the player tells him, but he knows what he wants to do, and if a player's not fit enough to play that way, get on the bench. And if you're winning, if you're a couple up and there's 10 minutes to go, get him out there. It don't matter if he defends or not, really, does it? Yeah. Mason Mount had a poor game by his own standards. And you all know I love Mason Mount. Mendy, I thought Mendy made one blinding save from a header. I thought, crikey, that was, when you watch it in slow motion, it looks even better. Got a hand to that first goal. Defensively, we stank the place out. When I look at those goals again, particularly in slow motion, well, the last one, the second one, yeah, Mount maybe could have got back into things. Even Chilwell, everyone just stood and watched Foden. And again, when you're a little kid, get goal side of your man. And that, if you're playing at the back of the defence, you've got a total panoramic view. I shouldn't use big words, should I? You've got 270 vision. Get in front of that man. Get in front of him. Right, let me just get out of the way because I'm just going to score the players because I've said enough really. City were good. After the first 10 minutes, we weren't very good. Some of it I've just said I'll put down on the manager if he's picked players that aren't fit, because he must be under a little bit of pressure. If he's done that, then I blame him. But I'll be honest, when that team sheet came out, I was happy. I thought to myself, do you know what? That's a fair side. Do you know what I would have done? I'd had Billy Gilmour in the midfield instead of Kovacic, because I don't think Kov has been particularly great this season, and I just think Billy Gilmour adds a little bit of bite in tackle, but also a little bit of creativity. So if the wingers aren't on song, Billy Gilmour gives that little bit of creativity. He can find a ball, but you've also got a bit of bite in midfield. So that would have been the only thing I would have done differently. I'm not just saying it now in hindsight. I got a couple of people on Facebook that bear me out. That's what I said before the game. But other than that, I wanted to play Werner down the middle. And seeing Ziyech on one wing, Pulisic had to go on the other, I was quite happy with it. So I can't really blame Frank Lampard. His in-game management, I'd probably put on Giroud at half-time along with Werner, because we were getting balls in the box and there was no one on the end of them. We don't expect Werner to get on the end of them. It has to be played along the floor for him. So, but Werner put in a shift. I tell you what, he put in a shift today, and that was good to see. There was one time I was really annoyed with him. I think he caught Tammy Abraham disease because a ball got shot across the box, and I'd expect Werner to be gambling, Werner with confidence to be gambling on that space, run into space. You'd have had a simple tap in. But that side, he was okay. Pulisic was the best of a bad bunch. He didn't have much help. He just beating 2 or 3 players, which looked great, but didn't really get us anywhere. Callum Hudson-Odoi, good goal, and to be fair to the boy, he looked good when he came on. He looked good. He was a bit more positive, but you know what? He got back defending as well. I take my hat off to the lad. I've always given him stick, as you lot know, the few that watch these. But he's definitely improving as a player. So here we go. Let's go with the scores. Mendy, I will give a 6.5. Don't think he had much chance with the goals, if I'm honest. The one where you get your hand to it as a goalkeeper, I suppose you're always annoyed that you could have done better. But the other ones he didn't have much chance with. I thought he'd done well when Sterling was through to force him wide. So did Zuma, really. If Mount Chilwell or Ziyech had done their job, that could have been cleared. So yeah, 6.5 a minute, world class save from a header. Great reactions, and the rest of his game was okay. Right back, Aspie just got torn apart, didn't he? Just got torn apart. 6. Zuma probably best of a bad bunch at the back there, 6.5. Silva 6. Chilwell 6. In the middle, Kante again way below his best. What they were doing, just leaving Kante with Sterling, it's beyond me. Even from a corner, it's a straight race. It's only going to be one winner, and that's with most people. We're between Sterling, so yeah. So Kante, I'm going to give a 5.5. 5.5. 5's a bit below the belt. He still made a lot of good interceptions. It's just that he gave the ball away a lot, and I think he was overrun really. Kovacic wasn't covering the way he normally would. I thought Mount had a bit of an off game. So yeah, Kovacic stunk the place out for me. He gets a 4.5. Mount gets a 6. Pulisic gets a 7. Ziyech gets a 3 from me, I'm afraid. That's the worst I've seen him play for Chelsea. In fact, it's the worst I've seen him play. Lethargic, couldn't hit the first one decent ball out of 5 it was. Back to William territory, and defensive duties absolutely null and void. Waste of space. And Werner gets a 6 from me. Put a shift in, nothing's going for him, but he always made himself available. He didn't shirk anything. He came short for the ball. He was making his runs. It will come right for the boy. Now, nothing's changed from before the game. It's going to take this season for those new players, particularly Havertz, to fit in, to get used to their surroundings. Even Ziyech, maybe. They have a good game, and we're saying, "Oh, that's it." No, football ain't like that. Particularly the brand of football that Lampard wants to play. That interchanging, fluid football at a high tempo takes time. All these Lampard outlot. I'm sorry. You are entitled to your opinion, but if you want to watch that style of football, you're gonna have to wait. Now, granted, there's times when you've got to bypass the midfield, and I think we need a plan B when the plan A just ain't coming off. And I'll put that down to Frank as well. We don't appear to have a plan B. But as I've said time and time again, he's a young manager. We all knew he'd make mistakes. Well, most of us did anyway. This isn't FIFA. We're dealing with real people. I don't know if there's a tiredness issue, but hopefully people like Billy Gilmore will get more minutes. People like Callum Hudson-Odoi will get more minutes. And what they all need now, Frank included, is our support. I'm not going to get into any arguments on the internet. Don't agree with me, let me know. I'm not right about everything. I've got this loyalty streak to not just Frank Lampard, any manager that we employ, apart from AVB. I was critical of him because we were tosh. But yeah, I think your players and your manager, you might have your thoughts, but you support them. And some of that on social media is just, it's the dregs. Some of them aren't really supporters, and some of these YouTube accounts are, not all of them, the vast majority are great, but some of them aren't really supporters accounts. Or, I'm not saying Frank should get the sack, but we should really have another manager. Yeah, I'm not saying Frank should get the sack, but he's got no in-game sort of acumen, no sort of in-game plan. I'm not saying Frank should get the sack, but I think that there's 10,000 better managers in the world for Chelsea Football Club. All that, Earlier on today, I had to say it to a couple of them. They got these polls. Do you think Frank will be successful? Blah blah blah. Well, why ask that? Just get a scarf around your neck and start shouting Chelsea. Why do you think? Does it matter who thinks? We hope that he'll be successful. We don't know. And I'll tell you what, if he's not, the first person that will let us know is the big man, Roman Abramovich. So try supporting. Lead the management of the club to Roman Abramovich. And while he's in place, let's support our manager. That's all from me. I'll speak to you after Morecambe. Okay.